show you how to make 3 things out of this approximately 1.5 kg of beef pieces. All you have to do, I washed it and put it in this pressure cooker, washed and clean. That's all I did. And I'm going to add these 4 cloves of garlic, and all I'm gonna do is add a little bit of salt. Okay, so for approximation, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit. You can, for approximation, think it's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You don't want a lot. And I'm just going to submerge it in water. So you can see it's totally floating in the water, approximately 1 to 2 inch above the meat. You can see the water. That's how the water level is. That's it. And I'm just going to boil it and put it on pressure and for 15 minutes. So I put it on the stove and I'm going to put pressure on it for 15 to 20 minutes. And what it's going to give us is broth or soup for this beef, which you can store for multiple purposes. Okay, and then we're gonna separate out and prepare kids meal with it and grown-up meal. So we're gonna make a beef karahi today. So again, we did not put any oil in it. It's just garlic cloves, which is excellent for immunity boosting and really speeds up your metabolism. If you're trying to lose weight, then this beef is protein and iron for you. And then this is just water. So even if you're not feeling well, you can drink it, drink the soup, and you'll feel better. Also, I forgot to mention, we must add for this broth 2 things. This is the cinnamon sticks. So I'm just going to take 1 cinnamon stick and add it this water, which is excellent for immunity boosting as well. And this is cardamom, the big one. So we're just going to take 1 and we're going to leave it in this water. That's all. You can choose to have no salt added at this time for the people who have blood pressure issues. So you can just take the broth as a soup. That's it, without salt. Okay, so after about 15 to 20 minutes of adding pressure to this meat, this is how it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to transfer this into 3 different containers. The first one, I'm going to take out the beef broth that you can use with cooking kids' food, noodles, excellent cure, especially for flu. Okay, this is there, full of flavor. And now I'm going to take out a little bit of it, separate for the kids' meal. Actually, wait. Now you can see we have this much soup left. And we're going to do our cooking in this one. You don't want to take out all the broth because then it will also take out the flavor from this meat. So let's add our spices in it. We've already added a little bit of, salt. So we don't want to add more at this time. I'm going to add some turmeric. So you can take 1/2 teaspoon turmeric. Next is the cumin powder. So again, 1/2 teaspoon of that as well. Coriander powder, 1/2 teaspoon of that as well. You can see I cook everything with approximation. That just comes with practice. You can try with 1/4 teaspoon of spices. It's all safe. So it was coriander powder and cumin powder that I added just now, 1/2 teaspoon approximately. Next is black pepper powder. I just used the mill, so I'm made it powder. That's the powder. This is how it looks like. We haven't separated anything other than the broth from this mixture, and no red chili or green chili. This is the flame. We just want this to boil and get homogeneous. And this is ginger, piece of ginger. You can garnish it at the top when it's ready. I'm just gonna throw it in right now. I freeze tiny pieces of ginger when I buy it from the store, so it's convenient and you can use it for so many months. Okay, so after about 5 minutes of boiling, it looks like this. And the meat is fully tender. You can see right there. The meat is fully tender. Okay, it's ready to eat. All we're gonna do this is transfer some of this to another pan for kids and add our red chilies for the grown-ups if you wish to add red chilies. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of gravy because this soup is full of energy and really good for bones and for iron level. Okay, that's it. So now we have a little bit amount in a smaller pan for kids and this one for grown-ups. If you don't wish to add any red chilies, you can add onions right now in it and it's ready to eat. I'm just gonna add some red chili. So red chili powder, you can take a bit, 1/4 teaspoon. I added about 1/2 teaspoon, and then some red chili flakes. You can add 1/4 teaspoon of red chili flakes. And the next step is simple. You just want to stir it and let it boil. While this is boiling, I'm just going to add a cup of, what is this called? Corn. I hope you can see it. There. Okay. That's it's about 1 cup of corn. It's gonna be cooked while we're boiling it. I like to add some vegetables in the meat whenever I'm cooking. Keeps you healthy and you get veggies and meat together at the same time. Okay, and we're just gonna cover it. Let me show you. There you go. So you can see I added some corn in there, and then there you can see corn there. Got it. And I'm just gonna add some in the kids meal as well. You can adjust salt after tasting it. Depends on, you can add any vegetables that your kids like. It can be mixed veggies, the frozen ones. It could be fresh vegetables. You just need 5 to 10 minutes of low heat cooking for the vegetables and they're ready to eat. So that's all. And now you're gonna cover both of them. So this one's gonna be cooked here. So we have 2 meals cooking side by side. Them in the food, 2 for the grown-ups and 1 for the kids food. very good for immunity boosting and digestion. Usually don't like onions, so usually when there's a little bit of gravy left, I add onions at that time. So then when you keep them cooking on low heat for about 5 to 10 minutes, they're going to soften up and dissolve. So when they're eating, they will never feel that there's onion, but at the same time, they'll have the benefits of eating onions without overcooking the onions. That would cause that would ruin the nutritional value of the onions. So this is going to be ready. With this much gravy, we're just gonna leave it to cook, and we're just gonna open it after 10 minutes. It's gonna be ready to eat. On the other hand, we have our big gravy with the chilies almost ready, and you can see the gravy in this one is almost gone. Now at this point, I'm going to add the onions, about 2 onions on top of this, because I like to garnish it, and then that way you will not have onions overcooked. They will not soften up. They'll just be crunchy, nice tasting onions in your food. Okay, so now we're gonna add onions in this. Okay, let's add our onions. Now since this COVID started, I've started using onions a lot, and I add them towards the end of the food preparation or when the food is cooked, so we don't lose the nutritional value of onions in providing and boosting our immunity by overcooking them. So I just keep them like this. We're just gonna cover it for 5 minutes, and I'm gonna lower the heat and let it cook for 5 minutes, and then it's gonna be ready. So at this time we have 3 things ready. This is our meal. This looks delicious and it tastes so amazing. You can eat it with pita, with rice, anything you like. It's the best. You have to try it. Then we have our meat broth, beef broth saved, and then we have our kids meal. It's still steaming, ready to be eaten. You can see I kept a little bit of gravy in it because I'm just gonna leave it like that. Kids like to eat it with rice, or it's going to absorb anyway if I leave it like that after it cools down. If you want it fully dry, you can have it fully dried. You can make sandwiches with it. You can put them in the rice with pita, whatever you like. I've made 3 meals, 2 meals and 1 soup. This one is a spicy beef corn stew, you can call it. This one has no spices, so everybody who don't like more like a Western food, if you don't like red chilies, this is what you want. It has a little bit of soup in it. And this one is beef broth that tastes amazing. It comes with lots of health benefits, especially when you're sick. You drink it just like that, or you can make pasta, noodles, vegetables in it, and they will taste out of this world. All right, thank you for watching. This was my own recipe. Hope you like it. You must try it. You will never order from outside again. Thank you and have a great day and stay safe. Love you all. Bye.